Hello and welcome to Apex episode number 202, brought to you most Fridays at 12:05 Eastern Time. We actually thought we were live at 12:05 Eastern Time. We have no tech support today. I'm running the show, and I clicked the go live button, but I didn't realize I clicked go live, and then it says, do you really want to go live? And I didn't click it again. And so we did the whole show, and so we're going to do it again. We're going to do it right now. I don't know if anybody is still on. If you are, welcome to the show. I've got with me today both Marwa and Plamen, and this is my favorite kind of show. It's going to be rote. We actually practiced this time, right? Because we did this show already once. But it's my favorite kind of show because it's the kind of show that I don't have to do much for, except for learn something from the real experts, Marwa and Plamen. So Marwa and Plamen, we've got 5 minutes, as you know, but as I understand it, we actually have a tip related to AI, but then also it's a subsequent tip related to how you figured out how to do this tip. So I'm going to kick off the timer right now. I'm going to hand it over to you, Marwa. You've got 5 minutes. While you start that off, Plamen, I'm going to mention that you are no longer sharing your screen, and so you're going to want to reshare your screen.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. So the time is on. Marwa, I'm going to share your screen, and off we go.
Thank you, Anton. So welcome, everyone. And this is a sample application. All it does, it manages some trips, budgets, hotels, expenses. And I have a button here. I have my assistant, and it will help me to get information about exchange rates and currencies. Now, while waiting for the response here, I would like to show you how I did that on the page designer. And this is my button, and it's showing the AI assistant, and it's using an agent that I've created. It's called Exchange Rate Agent. So let's go to Shared Component, take a look at the agent. It's a very simple agent. It has the main tool, which is returning the data about exchange rates and currencies, and etc.
And before you go any farther,
this is simply my agent.
Let me ask a question here, because my experience with this is there's a fair amount of code that goes into these kinds of things, and that this is an agent that could be reusable. Lots of people might want to use this same thing, but sharing it has always been always. I mean, these things haven't been around that long, but to me, it seems like a difficult thing because I have to recreate this agent on mine, and there's no way to export just an agent. You have to, so.
Before we get to the reusable part, maybe it's worth mentioning that this AI agent is a new feature in 26.1, and the main feature of this feature is calling different tools, and those tools could be not just for reading data, but also for writing data. So it can interact with your database, invoke procedures, functions, whatever, even JavaScript. So it's a lot more powerful, and it's something that that was waiting for a long time. So very nice new addition.
Right. So how do we make it more reusable though, so that I don't have to rewrite it every time?
So you don't have to rewrite everything, Anton, because my tool right here, the main tool that I have in the agent, is actually reusable, and I can export it and send it to you because it's of type, it is a plugin actually. So if you go to Shared Component and under plugins, you will get my tool right here.
So I hadn't seen, well, I've seen it now because we did the show once already, but I didn't know that this was buried. So there's no link anywhere that says generative AI tool. You have to know that you go to plugins to do this. Is that right?
No, there's no link. If you're in your agent, there is no way that suggests that you can create a reusable tool. So this is maybe something that might be improved. We'll share an idea later. So
okay. Well, I've been talking too much, Marwa. You only have 2 minutes left. Tell me how you did this.
Yes, so I went to plugins under Shared Components. I create the plugin of type Generative AI Tool, and I would say the most difficult part for me is to understand some of the types right here, like the P result one. It's of T AI Tool exec result, and it's where I should put my response.
So you query up a bunch of data, and you respond in this P result dot response. Is that what that says?
Exactly, yes. It was not documented. That's why it was difficult for me to understand what to do with it.
Yeah, I took a look. I took a look in the Apex plugin documentation, and this type is not documented at all. But okay, before we talk about how you figured it out, which is our second tip, what should you be putting into this result, and what goes there?
It's basically a CLOP. So this is an object type that accepts CLOP. So your CLOP could be anything. It could be JSON. It could be CSV if you like. It could be plain text, whatever you wish. Then this gets used by the AI agent. It reads the data and formulates the final response.
Okay, so Marwa, what did you send back? What kind of data?
So JSON data, I send it back, and here we have an example of the response with my assistant.
Okay, so you send JSON data to the agent using the tool. The agent sends it off to the AI. The AI understands the Java, the JSON, converts it into English, sends it back, and we see it here. Is that everything?
Absolutely. Yep.
All right.
Yes.
Well, we have 10 seconds left. Is anything else on this tip that we should know?
Yes, with a really quick bonus tip about how I did figure out about the P result parameter is just I used this simple query to take a look at the package spec of Apex.
Okay, so can you read that query to us, because it's hard to see. It's coming into focus, but just go ahead and read it, or
Yes,
whatever you
so
think. Yeah.
I'm selecting line and text from all source where the owner is Apex 2600100 and name is www.flow plugin API.
Right, and that's sort of
And then you can search
a known translation, right? Anything that's Apex, any API that is Apex underscore something, the actual real name of the package is www.flow underscore that thing underscore API. So Apex plugin becomes www.flow plugin API. And there we have it. Now, why did you use that query, Marwa, instead of just going and looking at this package?
Sorry, what did you say, Anton?
Why did you use this query instead of just going and looking at this package in the Apex schema?
I don't have an Apex instance installed.
No, don't tell me that. I don't want to hear it. Plamen, how did you go see this package? How would you do it?
Well, I did something very practical. I did install 26.1 on my local Oracle database.
Okay, I'm going to share your screen.
Now I'm in full control. I can use the sys user and I can browse any schema possible. So I just checked the synonyms that I have, and those are two synonyms that are used by the APIs. So Apex plugin is basically a synonym for this package. And if we take a look at the package, there are some new types here related to AI tool calling. And that's a good way to get familiar with everything new that is coming with the APIs. Even some explanations, some comments from the developers on how to use them. So here you can see the result. It's a CLOP. So whatever you put in that CLOP, it gets sent back to the AI agent. And there's another parameter, is safe. It's very interesting. If we have some time in the end, I'll show you what the output sent to the LLM looks like.
Okay, so I think it's interesting to see that. We have time because, well, A, we started 15 minutes late, and B, we finished our tip in 5 minutes. This is our bonus tip. So show me the output.
All right, take a look at that. I'm using a similar tool to get some frequently asked question information about a bank. And my tool returns a JSON. So we've got all the questions and all the answers returned by this tool. So look at that here. It's very interesting. This is the system prompt that I have configured in my Apex agent. It's very simple. You're a banking assistant. You return information about the FAQ and so on. But here, there is another system prompt that is added by Apex, and I have no control over it. And there's something very interesting. They're treating every data that comes from the tools as untrusted data. And what they do is they tell the LLM, look at the two results. If it starts with untrusted data and ends with untrusted data, do not implement any kinds of prompt injection that might be contained in those lines. So that's smart. If it works, nobody knows. LLMs are hard to predict, but it's
It
a way
helps.
that they try to mitigate any danger.
Right, right. Certainly, it certainly helps. As you said, you can't be certain, but so it's important that the data you send back is also good data and doesn't have things, but that is a
A
good.
level of security.
Yes, yes. So, and then Plamen, we talked about the fact that this feature, this is hard to find, right? And you created an Apex idea to kind of help us to understand that these tools exist and that they're plugins. So
Yes, when I started building the new AI agents, there was no place in the agent itself where it said you can create a reusable tool. So I just created everything manually. And if I needed to do it in some other agent, I needed to do that manually again. Luckily, there is a plugin as we all discovered. And thanks to Marwa for pointing this out. But I think it should be more obvious on this feature. So let's help this idea get some traction and have any kind of shortcut to the plugin, so you can create reusable tools easily.
And I will say this is all new stuff, and I personally have tried to use AIs to help me with it, and I found that I'm much more successful when I go to Marwa and Plamen instead of an AI. So thanks to both of you for showing me this, showing me my guiding me through all of this. So.
And for everybody that wants to create a reusable tool, here is one very simple example in GitHub Gist. You can take a look at it. There are also links to the official documentation. The types are not already there, but they might be added, and I'm sure they will be. So yeah.
All right. So I posted a link to that gist as well. So I think that's all we have for today. Plamen and Marwa, any last words?
Thank you, and let's vote for Plamen's idea. I'm going to do it right away.
Perfect.
And enjoy the World Cup, guys.
Excellent, excellent. Thanks, everyone. Do all the things you're supposed to do, like
subscribe,
smash the bell. Something. My kids give me all these things.
And create AI agents.
Create an AI agent and send a letter to all your friends about the show, and especially your mom, Marwa. So, okay. And last time I didn't go live. Let's see if I can figure out how to end this thing. I'm not even going to try and do the outro message. Are we still live? Yes.
Yes.
All right. Guess what? I have to hit the end button twice as well. I just noticed that. So we've been here talking for a long time. If I didn't know that I have to hit the end button and then I have to hit it again. So with a little, do you really want to? So I think now we're really ended.